Tonight on SUTV News, a new class is brewing here at SHIP.
And we'll give you the latest update on the government shutdown.
All that and more right now. Thanks for joining us on SUTV News. I'm Avery Quinn.
And I'm Isabella Marcelino. With the longest government shutdown reaching day 34, a compromise between the House of Representatives and the White House is still out of reach. This morning, President Trump agreed to delay his State of the Union address after House Speaker Nancy Pelosi suggested postponing the annual address last week. President Trump responded by denying Pelosi the use of military aircraft for her trip to Afghanistan. CNN reports that the Senate failed to push two proposals forward this afternoon in order to reopen the government. While the root of this shutdown stems from funding for the wall and economic concerns, it seems as though President Trump does not plan on backing down. Shippensburg University is responding to the shutdown by deferring tuition payments for students who can provide proof that they are dependents of federal workers or contractors or are workers themselves affected by the shutdown. Students also have access to existing campus safety net programs like the food bank and campus emergency housing. The 32nd annual MLK March for Humanity will take place next Thursday in Old Main Chapel. This year's event will feature Pennsylvania Senator Vincent J. Hughes, who's been serving in the State House since 1987 and was recently elected as chairman for the Senate Appropriations Committee. Senator Hughes has been recognized nationally for his work in expanding health care for low-income workers, increasing funding for public education, and raising the minimum wage. Senator Hughes' speech will start at 3:30 and the march will follow.
The Pennsylvania state system has a new chancellor. Last week, President Carter and leaders from the other 13 state universities came together as Daniel Greenstein was sworn in as PASU's 5th chancellor. Greenstein comes from years of experience in the higher education field from the California state system and the Melinda and Bill Gates Foundation. As Chancellor, Greenstein will work with the Board of Governors to recommend and develop policies for the PA state system. Governor Wolf says he is excited to work with Dr. Greenstein to welcome a new vision to our public universities. Just recently, a chart was released of the top 25 universities with the highest arrest rates. Shippensburg University was shown as the #1 school with an average of 29.4 drug and alcohol arrests per 1,000 students. SUPD's Detective Carl Schultz says the arrests increase when students are back on campus.
One of the biggest things college campus setting is underage drinking, unfortunately. We see a good bit of that at times. Another thing is drugs, and then we have a lot of incidents of theft and burglaries too within the residence halls.
Detective Schultz says in order to prevent an arrest on our behalf, when it comes to underage drinking and drugs, the easiest thing to do is not do it.
Over break, Shippensburg University was granted $70,000 to put towards nothing better than beer. The Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board grant is hoping to prepare future workers for Pennsylvania's large beer and malt production. It will focus on increasing brewed beverages, manufacturing, and enhancing the industry. SHIP's own earth science professor Dr. Allison Feeney is the grant director. After recognizing the beer industry as a large part of Pennsylvania culture, she aims to create education courses and professional training. Well, the cloudy skies we've had lately don't make for great stargazing, but the Shippensburg University Planetarium does. Located in the Franklin Science Center, this planetarium will host 5 shows during the spring semester. February's feature show revolves around sunspots and the possible effects on our weather. Tickets are only $1. Stay tuned for more on the planetarium as we take a deeper look into the program.
It's a devastating disease that affects over 5 million Americans. Now a new clinical study hopes to predict if you will develop Alzheimer's disease. CNN's Reed Binion has this week's Health Minute.
A simple blood test could let you know whether you will develop Alzheimer's disease. According to a new study published in the journal Nature Medicine, doctors may be able to make predictions 16 years before symptoms begin. One of the many changes in the brain is the accumulation of a protein in the blood called neurofilament light chain, or NFL. Researchers are testing for changes in this protein to measure nerve cell loss in the brain. They say the more NFL in the blood, the more brain damage you have. 405 people across the world were part of the dominantly inherited Alzheimer's network. Their NFL protein levels were measured through blood tests, brain images, and cognitive tests every 2.5 years over the last 7. The study is still going on, but 243 people were already found to have increasing levels of the protein. So far, 13 participants have developed the disease. If this clinical trial proves successful, doctors are hopeful it will allow them to start treating patients early. For today's Health Minute, I'm Reed Binion.
When we come back in World News, the Amanda Knox story continues.
We'll tell you more after the break.
Has this ever?
New audio footage has been found from a missing plane prior to its disappearance.
SUTV's Paige Ahrensmeyer has this week's World News. Paige?
Welcome to this week's World News. For the third week in a row, Belgium's students are skipping school to attend protests. Demanding action on climate change, the students call for Belgian government to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. The next protest is scheduled for Sunday. Adults and other civilians are expected to join the tens of thousands of students. A story that the world has been following for years. In 2007, Amanda Knox was convicted for the murder of her British housemate Meredith Kercher, but then acquitted years later on appeal and released. But her problems didn't end there. The court specifically faulted Italian authorities for failing to initially provide Knox with a lawyer and an appropriate interpreter. And since her release, Knox has been fighting a 3-year sentence for blaming someone for the murder who was later found to have an alibi. Most recently, the European Court of Human Rights has ordered Italy to pay more than $20,000 in damages to the American former student. The search continues for missing Argentina soccer player Emiliano Sala. The Sala family are pleading to authorities to continue the search for Emiliano and his pilot. Sala's plane went missing over the English Channel on Monday night. A chilling audio message from Sala has emerged from the plane before it went missing.
Andar loquitos locos. Hermano, estoy muerto. Estuve acá antes haciendo cosas y no termina más, no termina más, no termina más, no termina más. Así que nada, muchachos. Estoy acá arriba del avión que parece que se está poca de a pedazo. Y me estoy yendo para Cardiff, loco, que mañana sí, ya arrancamos. A la tarde arrancamos a entrenar, muchachos, con el nuevo equipo. A ver qué pasa. Así que, ¿cómo andan ustedes, hermanito? ¿Todo bien? Si en 1 hora y media no tiene novedades mías, no sé si van a mandar a alguien a buscarme porque no me van a encontrar, pero ya saben. Papá, qué miedo que tengo.
Authorities say the search started as a rescue mission, but is now being considered a recovery mission. And it's still winter in PA, so take this story as a lesson. 2 teens in Toledo were playing on a lake when one fell in. The first responding officer tried to rescue the boy when he fell in too. Eventually, both were rescued. Police say the boy's life was saved not by the officers, but due to the quick 911 call. That's it for this week's World News. Let's send it back to the desk.
When we come back in entertainment, Kylie Jenner addresses pregnancy rumors.
And beauty queen drama takes home the gold with Bachelor Nation.
The Ezra Lehman Memorial Library was built in
Well, Isabella, the Oscars are coming up, but if it were up to me, A Star is Born would win all the major events.
Really, I love the Oscars. I haven't seen any of the shows. Of the movies yet, actually, from it. But I'll tell you, let's transition to weather. It's really cold out, and this morning I was freezing, and I don't love that. I'm ready for that to be over.
See, I got to tell you, though, I kind of like the cold. It lets me wear my jackets. I got a new jacket for Christmas, and it
That's
really
a
lets
good
me
point.
show it off to everybody.
That's a very good point. Let's send it over to Sean Rapp with this week's weather.
Well, another semester has come upon us and a complete change of weather has taken place. As of right now, some serious winds are here to stay, reaching up to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow will be much of the same as today with chances of rain and high winds. Now let's take a look at the 5-day. Saturday, the winds will slow down, but it'll still be a cold one with a high of 33. Sunday and Monday will be a bit warmer with highs of 42. and 35, and low chances of rain. Tuesday will be in the low 40s as well, but we'll still see possible rain and snow later in the day. Finally, on Wednesday, temperatures will quickly drop with a high of 19 and winds reaching 15 miles per hour. That's all we have for this week's weather, and we hope you enjoy your first week back at CHIP. We'll see you next week.
This week, The Bachelor found himself caught in some major beauty queen drama. This season's heartthrob Colton Underwood left the set after two girls revealed their past issues with one another. The story goes that contestants Hannah B. and Kaylin are apparently old friends from their days in beauty pageants, but tensions rose after the two were in Miss USA pageant and Kaylin won first runner-up. The drama continued when they were both casted for the season of The Bachelor. Both girls told their stories to Underwood and urged him not to trust the other. This caused him to then become frustrated and step away from the cameras. Let's take a look.
Sorry, I just need to take a moment.
Only time will tell if these two beauty queens will be able to hurt each other's chances in the competition or just end up hurting the Bachelor himself. Well, American figure skater and commentator John Coughlin has died this Sunday. The national champion figure skater was found dead one day after being suspended due to accusations of sexual misconduct. Much of the skating community has made statements on how Coughlin positively impacted their skating as well as their lives. U.S. Figure Skating sent out a tweet offering their sympathies to the Coughlin family. And now on to a completely different note. It hasn't even been a whole year since Kylie Jenner has been shutting down more pregnancy rumors. This past Monday, Jenner tweeted about having exciting news to share with her fans. Then not even an hour later, fans were tweeting her back asking if she was once again pregnant. Although Jenner already has her hands full with nearly one-year-old daughter Stormy, a source told ET that having a second child with Travis Scott is definitely something that's on her mind. They will be waiting until after his tour to finish before they try again for another child. Even though Kylie Jenner is not expecting another child, though, her older sister Kim Kardashian West is expecting her fourth child with husband Kanye West. And if things keep going this way, ET says that we could be in for another Kardashian baby boom. With another year comes new Oscar nominations, and Michael Smith has more.
The 91st Annual Academy Awards are right around the corner, and with them we get the chance to take a look back at the wide variety of movies we received in 2018. From action-packed ensemble cast movies like Avengers Infinity War and Black Panther, to smaller, more emotionally driven stories such as Green Book and Bohemian Rhapsody. Best Picture nominees this year include BlacKkKlansman, Vice, and A Star is Born, which saw its two leads Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga receiving leading actor and actress nominations for. The awards will take place on February 24th, so be sure to tune in and watch. Michael Smith, SUTV Entertainment.
Tune in to the 2019 Academy Awards on ABC on February 24th at 8 p.m. to see Hollywood's best take home an Oscar. And that's it for entertainment. Let's take it back to the desk.
When we come back in sports, Ariel Jones scores her 1,000th point, and Yasmin Petrantonio earns Field Hockey Player of the Year.
Stay with us.
Women's basketball sophomore Ariel Jones has reached 1,000 points in just her 44th career game. Jones is only the second women's player at SHIP to reach 1,000 points as a sophomore. Jones led the PSAC in scoring last year, and this season she leads all Division II basketball players in free throws attempted and free throws made. We'll stick in with women's basketball. After a long break, the team is 8-10 and is sitting in playoff contention. Their opponent? Well, not so much. Mansfield at the bottom of the PSAC East standings with only one win to their name, and they had to come into Higas Fieldhouse Wednesday. So Mansfield needed to score early, and they did just that. Kira Mara drives the lane and puts in the layup, but that would be all Shippensburg from there. Umbrielle Green had another dominant gain as she backs her way down into the paint for the score. She would not be done there. Ariel Jones with a nice pass here to Lauren Mills, who passes it quickly to Green for the score. Great teamwork by the Raiders as they pulled away early. Later in the second half, Chriselle Gordy dishes it out to Ariel Jones, and she does the rest. Splash! That's 3 points. Shippensburg goes on to win 84-44. In men's basketball, Men's basketball is having another great season, 14-4 so far. The men had a little slip up to a loss with Lockhaven a few games ago, but it did not show on Wednesday against one-win Mansfield. Let's take it to the court. Ship looking laser focused in pregame, and it carried on to the court early in the first. Ship passing the ball well. And they get the ball down to Dom Sleva, and he does the rest. Bucket and the foul. Sleva showing the toughness early. Later in the first half, Ship with the ball as John Costello finds Antonio Kellum wide open down low. Easy layup, Ship pulling away. But Mansfield, they tried to hang around a little bit here. Taylor Sweeney for three. So wish. But they were not going to keep up with the Raiders as Carlos Carter, as you're going to see here, drives down the baseline. He's going to miss, but he's going to get his own rebound and the putback for two. Shippensburg dominates at home over Mansfield, 91-65. Shippensburg University football team had 4 players selected to the 2018 Don Hanson Football Gazette NCAA Division II All-Super Region 1 team. Wide receiver Josh Ginterick and defensive lineman Dakota Thompson made first-team honors. Fullback Luke Durkin made second-team selection, and linebacker Tyler Emge earned third-team honors. Super Region 1 is comprised of universities from 4 different conferences, and this year's All-Super Region 1 team is made up of a total of 149 players from 39 teams. So congratulations to Ginterick, Thompson, Durkin, and Emge on their accomplishments. Moving on to baseball this week, the MLB Hall of Fame class of 2019 was announced. The class included greats like Yankees pitcher Mariano Rivera, Blue Jays and Phillies pitcher Roy Halladay, and Orioles and Yankees pitcher Mike Messina. Now, Mike Messina, father of Ship football's Bryson Messina, played 18 years in the MLB with the Orioles and the Yankees. Now, Messina received 85% of the votes. However, he only needed 75% to make it to the Hall of Fame. And his son, Bryson, well, he was, as you would think, excited with the news.
Overall, it's pretty surreal. It's kind of hard to wrap your head around, not in a cocky way or anything, but like just crazy. It's a crazy thought that my dad's in something like that. And overall, it's crazy, man. I still kind of haven't, wrapped my head around the fact that he's in the Hall of Fame, like you said, of anything, but of the majors of Major League Baseball, which baseball is such a big part of my life for a long time. So just to know that he's respected that highly is pretty cool thing.
In field hockey, one Shippensburg athlete is being recognized on the national scale. SUTV's Patrick Ramsdale has more.
Shippensburg's Yasmin Petrantonio was named NFHCA National Player of the Year. The sophomore from Argentina finished the season with 28 goals and 6 assists for a total of 62 points in 23 games played for the Raiders this year. This is just one of 6 awards Petrantonio received in 2018 and the 11th of her career. Yasmin becomes only the 3rd field hockey player in school history to win this award, the first since 2013. For SUTV Sports, I'm Patrick Ramsdale.
You can see Petrantonio and the rest of the field hockey team back in action this fall. And now for the first stat of the week of the spring semester. This week's stat of the week goes to junior John Costello of the men's basketball team. Costello became the 33rd men's player in school history to reach 1,000 career points. Costello reached the milestone with a 20-point performance Wednesday against Mansfield. And to go with his 20 points, Costello had 10 rebounds, 3 assists, as well as 0 turnovers. So John Costello, he's this week's stat of the week, and tune in next week for the stat of the week. And remember, if you work like that, well, you get the stat. Let's send it back to the desk.
An unexpected attraction makes its way onto a cruise ship.
More after the break.
Carnival Cruise Line is making waves as it debuts its first roller coaster on a cruise ship. Guests will be able to ride the Bolt Ultimate Sea Coaster on Carnival's newest ship, Mardi Gras, by August 2020. Reaching speeds of up to 40 miles per hour on top deck, open-air track coaster will include a hairpin turn around the ship's funnel.
No, thank you. That does not. I love roller coasters, but if I'm going to be on a cruise ship, I'm going to be on a cruise ship to be on a cruise ship, not to ride a roller coaster. You'd fall off.
Well, honestly, I don't think it's thrilling enough. I don't think it's exciting enough. I think Southwest should make a roller coaster on an airplane. I think that's the next big business idea. Maybe
Roll
2020.
with it. See what happens.
Yeah, I'll propose it.
Oh my goodness. Well, Hit that up if that's what you're really into then.
I'll talk to the business college. I got to get this degree first. That's it for SUTV News. I'm Avery Quinn.
And I'm Isabella Marcelino. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SUTV News, and check out our website, sutvnews.com.
We'll see you next week.